Hey everyone, Brandon here from IDUB Hockey, joined with Nick, who's the product manager of Protective Head and Face here at CCM. We've got your incredible new JetSpeed FT6 Pro shin guard line in front of us, and we have an exciting new addition that we'll get to in a bit. But how would you describe the fit profile first and the style of player it's geared for?
So when we're talking JetSpeed, we're for sure going to be talking about lower profile gear. So built for that player that's mobile, that's fast, that really likes to book everyone when he's on the ice. So when I think about the FT6 Pro line, the first player I'll come to mind is Connor McDavid, right? That fast, agile player that could really turn on a dime. We're really making sure that this gear is designed for that mobile player out there.
Right on. So let's dive into the FT6 Pro. Elite level protection in a featherlight package, that JetSpeed DNA, but
Absolutely.
You've introduced a new technology to help with breathability. So what exactly is going on?
So in this product, we brought in our new technology that's called Airtech thermoregulation system. So how do we apply Airtech inside this product? I'll give you guys a little sneak peek inside. So when we're looking inside the product, you've got our new suspension system inside. So what this does is it creates a nice little space between you and your gear to allow for that cool air to come in and get all that humidity and all that hot air out, right? So really making sure that the player feels fresh when he's on the ice. What's also great about the suspension system is on the comfort side. So when you're wearing the shin guard, what's really great is that your leg will always feel like it's inside the protection because of the suspension system. So you're always feeling you're inside the liner, which is something that I think all hockey players can attest. You always feel like you're not quite inside that shin. So this is all about what the suspension system does, is not only creates airflow, but also really helps on the comfort side.
Right on. And I love the addition down there too, just to help with the durability aspect, because if you're wearing your shin guard outside of the tongue, you might have some damage to the liner, but I like what you did there.
Exactly. So again, we're always thinking about how players are getting dressed when they're on the ice. So I think if you go back 20 years ago for Kovalev age, you always had those flops outside the skates. I think a lot of players now are gravitating to the tongues in build. So we really want to make sure that when players are building the gear, we're not creating obstacles for them. We're just allowing them to be more of what they are and have the gear that they really want.
Right on. Now let's talk about that protection package. Incredibly elite level, but feather-light protection. So yeah, walk us through the front portion of the shin and then that calf guard.
Love it. So when we're talking about our shins, we've got our great JDP protection here. So really important to hit that first level of impact and make sure that the impact energy is distributed around the joint so your knee isn't taking all that initial shock. Because we know that players around the ice are always, when you get hit, you're gonna fall really hard on your knee, right? So we gotta make sure that you have that nice little space to make sure that there's enough area to help distribute that impact energy.
Okay, and now for that calf.
So what's really great about the calf is that we thought about all our shot blockers out there. So we're learning now that players are actually evolving in the way that they're blocking shots. If we go back to, I don't know, 30 years ago, players are diving head first trying to block shots. Now there's a lot more strategies, a lot more technique. Players are going one knee down, so you have to make sure that technique is being covered with the new products that are coming out. Again, making sure that the player is covered to allow him to be more of him when he's on the ice.
So even though that JetSpeed player is that quick and agile player, they can still be confident in going down and blocking a shot.
Absolutely.
Standing in that shooting lane.
Absolutely.
I noticed the foam too. It's an exposed foam. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
And I really like what you did by suspending it away from the additional calf guard too. So yeah, could you walk us through that calf protection in terms of the foams used?
Absolutely. So inside the shin guard, what you'll find is our exposed foam. What's really great is our exposed foam is that it helps in multiple ways. One, on the comfort side, it'll have a nice little wrap around your calf. And two, on sweat management side, this material won't absorb any sweat. So when you're going on the ice, your shin guard won't be sliding in and out because of all that sweat that's gonna build up. It's really making sure that it's nice and dry so when you're playing.
Right on. And you have an incredible strapping system too. For the players who've always struggled to lock down the shin guard, you've addressed that as well.
Absolutely. So it all starts with that Velcro landing, right? So when you're talking about a shin, I don't know, I've heard so many comments of, hey guys, I'm putting on my sock and it's ripping off the strap. I think this is something that every hockey player's gone through, right? Yep. So when we're building these shins, these are all problems that we're trying to address to make sure it's even easier to get dressed, right? So by applying more Velcro landing, just to make sure that player can customize his gear to his or her liking.
Right on. And the last little bit here, internally, I really like what you did with that extra foam below the knee and that knee cutout. So what was the process behind that?
So when you think about a knee brace and all these comfort and all these products that are here to help the knees, right? You always want to build a support around the knee, right? You want to make sure that the knee isn't sitting on somewhere hard or somewhere very stiff. You want to make sure that it's covered, it's cushioned, to make sure that knee is comfortable. So when you're falling on the ice or you're just skating around, the knee is feeling really comfortable and tight to where it needs to be. And again, with our adjustable system around the knee, you can actually adjust it to where you're liking. So if your knee doesn't feel quite in the shin, you can adjust it to where you want it.
Right on. So you can really dial in that fit, and when the protection's fitted properly, you're going to be protected properly.
Absolutely, that's a great point.
So we got the FT6.
Yeah.
Incredible features here.
Absolutely.
Trickling down from the FT6 Pro. Amazing value for that elite competitive player. He's looking for something just a little bit more affordable. So could you walk us through those key features that they're going to have?
For sure, I'd love to. So when we're talking about our FT6, again, we're very important that what we'll find on the product is we have our exposed foam on the side. So we still have that elite level of protection to make sure the player's covered as he's blocking shots, right? We still have our JDP cap on the front to make sure that the player's covered to help distribute all that impact energy when he's falling on the floor. So we still have great technologies at this product at a lower level to make sure that it's a little more affordable on that side.
And in terms of that Airtech regulation system, they still get that too, don't they?
I love that you remembered Airtech. So what's really great about the second price point is we have Airtech on the inside of the suspension system. So I'll give you guys a little look inside. This is how good the Velcro is. It's so hard to get off.
But you did give them those Velcro tabs to
exactly.
But it's locked on.
Locked in, right? So when we're looking inside, you have our nice little suspension liner, right? So again, we're creating that nice little air gap, to make sure that airflow has somewhere to go in and somewhere to exit, right? So it's not only important to have this suspension system, but we have a lot of air vents around the pad to make sure that the airflow goes in and it has somewhere for that hot air to go out.
Right on. We got the FT680, incredible value once again for that competitive, but even recreational player who's looking for that high-end protection.
Absolutely.
But a really good price here.
Absolutely.
So could you walk us through that 680?
Absolutely. So we're talking about our FT680. Still, we've got great competitive protection. We got our plastic inserts to make sure that we got a competitive level of protection. But we also have a lot of great technologies that are just inside a traditionally built shin guard. So inside, we have our really soft liner inside to make sure that your knee is nice and comfortable. So in terms of airflow, the player still gets a competitive level of airflow inside the shin guard. With our nice little foams that don't absorb a whole lot of sweat, we still get a great level of airflow inside the shin.
Amazing. And that strapping system, that length adjustable strap, works its way down too, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So what's really great about the strapping system, speaking for myself, when I was growing up, I wasn't a very big dude, so it's always hard to get around and get that extra level. So what's really great about adjustable strapping system is that it allows you to have that extra give. So you don't need to buy a bigger shin guard. You can just have the one that you're really comfortable playing with.
That's amazing. So no matter which model they get, that fit is going to remain the same all throughout the line.
Absolutely.
Well, Nick, this has been an incredible experience seeing this new line. Thanks for having us out.
Thanks for having me.
And for you at home, if you're looking to get your hands on one of these incredible new JetSpeed models, you can head over to icewarehouse.com.